I like being sparkly. Yay! All right. We're here. We're doing the thing. Today's Tuesday Live is called Fuck Your Good Vibes Only. Cause like we're not doing that anymore, you know? Like we're not doing that anymore. We are not doing good vibes only anymore. Like I don't think if the past few weeks has taught people anything, it's that good vibes only is pretty toxic positivity. You know what I mean? Hey, Shanna, what's up, girl? Nice to see you. Hi, who's with me today? Give me a little wave. We're going to talk about toxic positivity. That's what we're going to talk about. And how toxic positivity is actually a form of gaslighting. Isn't that so fun? It is so fun. So those signs that say good vibes only, or like be happy all the time, or tell me to smile. It's not my jam. It's not my jam. It's not a lot of people's jam. And in fact, it's causing a lot more harm than it is good. Because what I'm experiencing with a lot of my patients, what I'm seeing in the world, what I'm seeing and experiencing with people is that, is that there's some that it's hurting people. It's really, really hurting people. Anybody else experiencing that? Anybody else experiencing like or just like awakening to toxic positivity? First of all, as you're thinking about that, this is Arthur. He's waiting for his treat. Here you go, boo. He gets a bull penis. That's his treat. He gets a bull penis. He's a wiener dog. I've got a dick pillow. I mean, guys, like my life is just, it's a lot, it's a lot, but it's great. It's totally great. Hey, Brittany, what's up, girl? Thanks for the comment. So we're here today to talk about emotions and how I'm seeing with a lot of my patients, how I'm seeing just this like disassociation, this like feeling of manipulation, this gaslighting from this toxic positivity, from this like good vibes only. That's why I did all this sparkly, because this is my good vibes. These are my good vibes coming out to you guys, Hey, Glenda, what's up, girl? Thank you for that comment. So I made this post today on Instagram and it read this: there is no such thing as positive or negative emotions. Emotions just are. Period. Like literally no one can argue with me about that. There's no such thing as positive or negative emotions. That doesn't exist. That is a way that humanity has come to label and categorize our experiences in order to provide value of our worth in comparison to other people. So if you are feeling angry, shame, or guilt or whatever, right, then technically you are a negative person or a bad person, right? Because you're dealing with a tornado of shit. Whereas if you are a good vibes only person, and just like a lot of happiness and love and light and all of that good stuff, then you're this like magnanimous person who is worthy of time. And to be honest with you, I don't have time for that. I don't have time for it. And all it's doing is perpetuating this gaslighting, this manipulation of people's experiences. And then I see it in therapy. There is no such thing as positive or negative emotions, because then people come to therapy and then they feel bad and they don't show up real. They don't come correct. They don't talk about what they're actually feeling, because then they feel shame and guilt because they are not worthy of feeling healed. They are not worthy of speaking their truth. They are not worthy of addressing the actual problem, and instead just provide band-aids as, the symptoms come along, which is, the problem with the Western medical system to begin with, is that we only heal symptoms. We don't actually heal the root causes of a lot of things. So emotions just are. They really just are. Stop allowing others to gaslight you into thinking what you are feeling is wrong. Last week, I did this really great live video. I had a moment and I posted all of these, like a carousel of memes And then I came on live. I was like, fuck it, let's go live. Let's see what everybody else is thinking. And I talked about anger. And I was like, listen, there's enough space in this world for good vibes. There's enough space in this world to talk about happiness and blessings and all that wonderful stuff that is really, really wonderful, right? And like, I wish all goodness upon all people and all humanity. Abso-freaking-lutely. However, there isn't enough solid space for people to process their anger, to process their fear-based emotions, to process their shame, to process their guilt. There isn't enough of that. So I held that space and I asked people to comment, tell me, I am angry because. Let's talk about why you're angry. Let's talk about what's going on for you. Let's provide a safe space to process these emotions. I got a ton of unfollows after that video, after those carousels and memes. I triggered the fuck out of people, and to me, that tells me I'm doing the best job ever, to be honest with you. When I'm triggering you and you feel like you gotta unfollow me, I'm doing my job, because this stuff is hard. This emotion work is hard. And we don't all just live in the light. We need to be able to address our shadow self. And if you want to look more into your shadow and what that means for you, right, look into Carl Jung, an amazing psychotherapist. I base a lot of my work and my practices on him, and a big fan of that work. So we need space to be able to process the ugly stuff, the ugly shit. And I, my darlings, am a shadow master. And that is why I talk about this. Because I don't want you to come to therapy with your love and light. That's not what I do. I want you to come to me with your monsters and your shadows. Because baby, I'm a monster hunter, right? And we can tackle this stuff together. That's my job as your therapist, is to support you to see your power in your pain. To allow you to transmute it and allow you to put up boundaries on people who do not honor the space of your anger, shame, and guilt. Right? The only way we get to a place of forgiveness is by addressing our shadows. The only way we allow space for forgiveness to exist is by admitting, is by holding space for this dark stuff. Literally, that's it. That's the only way we can do this work. You don't forgive someone because they're super happy. You forgive from a place, you forgive from a place of peace and love. But you need to be able to create awareness as to where you've been. You need to be able to create awareness that you are in pain, that suffering has occurred, in order for us to process this stuff. You can't love and light your way out of everything. That is bypassing. It's emotional bypassing. It's spiritual bypassing. Period. That's what it is. You can't love your light and light your way out of everything, because sometimes you have to go into your darkness. Sometimes you have to go into your shadow self. Sometimes you have to, if not a lot of the time, you have to do that dirty work. Sometimes you have to be a bitch and see yourself being a bitch so that you don't do it again. Sometimes we have to learn these hard lessons by acting in the behaviors that are not so becoming of us, so that we can learn from them. If everyone was just perfect and happy and love and light and all of this stuff, life would be so boring. It would be so boring. And if you were watching last week, I talked a lot about the divine feminine. And I got, the everyday goddess. That's my brand. That's who I am. And as an everyday goddess, as a woman who considers herself and exalts herself as a goddess every single day, I walk the real talk, the everyday real talk, And there is no bypassing when it comes to what I'm feeling. And I have felt that. I have felt that from healers before. I have felt that from people who have said, what's your feeling? You need to get over that really quickly because it's going to seep into you. And that's just not true. It's not valid. It's not true, because all of this is temporary. Your emotions are temporary. The way that you are walking through this world is just, it's all temporary. So why can't I be angry sometimes? Why can't I have guilt sometimes and address it? Why can't I feel my shame sometimes and then address it? You know? Some shit you just have to feel and experience, and that's okay. It's like the joke of life. You know, I don't know if it's the joke of life or it's like just, it's the point of life. In my opinion, the point of life is to continue to have a whole bunch of experiences and to then learn from them so that my soul can learn from them for so many reasons. There's so many belief systems as to what reasons we need to do that. But like we go through, sometimes you are the hero and sometimes you are the enemy. Sometimes to the same person and sometimes to different people. You know what I mean? So good vibes only is highly toxic positivity, man, right? I want real vibes only. I want you to feel and experience it, and then I want you to feel safe by the people that you've surrounded yourself with, by the supports that you have surrounded yourself with, to be able to express that stuff, to be able to express that deep down shit and pull it out and look at it and then give it the love that it deserves. Give it the big hug that it needs to get so that you can transcend it. Because what we do with our emotions is what matters. It's not that you feel them, that's the problem. It's what you do with them. That's the work. That's what matters. So feel your shame, feel your guilt, feel your anger, feel your fears. Oh, please, feel your fears. And then do something about it, you know? Do something about it. Seek support. Talk to people you love. Talk to a therapist. Get it healers. Get in on it. Address it. Write about it. Meditate on it. Move your body about it. Fuck it out, you know? Like just what we do with our emotions is what matters, not that you feel them. So I just wanted to say that. Any thoughts? Any comments? Anybody thinking anything that I'm saying is relevant or means anything to them? We've got a lot of people popping in and out of this conversation, and I'm so okay with it. But I'm just wondering what you guys are thinking, you know? Because what I've experienced with some good vibes only, and especially throughout this pandemic year, is that there's been a lot of whitewashing new age bullshit from women. Oh yeah, I'm saying it, and I'm gonna call you out. Whitewashing new age bullshit that has been perpetuating this pain and continuing to feed a separation amongst humanity. Because we're allowed to be angry. We're allowed to be frustrated. Glenda, thank you for your comment. I've been saying this to my friend for weeks. I say it best. I'm going to have to share with him. Please, thank you. Yeah, and I do see men. I also do work with men. I know I'm called the Everyday Goddess, but like the Everyday Goddess loves her men as, you know, I mean, like I have a dick pillow. I have a wiener dog. I love, not that all men have penises, because not all men have penises, and that's totally okay. But, you know, side note there. Muse self-care. Yes, I needed to hear this. It's what you do with your emotions that matters. Try to channel the pain into something productive. Exactly. So there's this really awesome exercise I do with my patients, and it's called Know Your Truths. And what we do is we identify our fears, and then with our fears, what we do is I help us transcend them, transmute them, change them, transmute them. I like that one. To transmute those fears, to recognize that those fears actually demonstrate to us our strength and our power. You know? Feeling is sexy. Thanks, Badass Baker. Love you. Oh, I love you. Feeling is sexy. I mean, I'm a therapist. This is what I do. I want you to feel up all over me, all up on me on my screen, all up on my proverbial Zoom couch. I want you to feel all the things, you know? I want you to feel all the things. And I'm so glad that this is resonating with so many of you, because there's some shit here, you know? There's some really big shit here to address. So for those of you who are joining on now, I just want you to know what we're talking about is the carousel of memes that I posted today, which essentially said there's no such thing as positive or negative emotions. Emotions just are. What we do with them is what matters. Hey, Jamie, what's up, babe? I haven't seen you in a while. Hi. But that's it, right? That's what matters. There's no such thing. So if somebody actually tells you that there's such a thing as positive or negative emotions, right? Then I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, but they're not my people. They're not my people, because there's no such thing. What you are doing is creating definition and category of worth for people, right? So when we create the categories of worth for people, then what we do is we say, well, then you are worthy or not worthy of so many things, of access to so many things. Anybody else think of things where we do that? Where we categorize people's worth based on bullshit, you know? Based on their gender, based on their religion, based on their sexuality, based on their ethnicity, based on their skin color. We do that a lot, right? We also do it, in my world, in the emotion world. And what it does is that it limits people's opportunity to show up authentically when they are doing the healing work. When they're sitting in my Zoom office and we're trying to crack people open to get to the root of their pain. KennaLily.consulting, love you, babe. Thanks for commenting. You said, I think it's because our emotions directly impact our moods, which we usually classify. I love that. Yeah, our emotions do directly impact our moods, but I can be angry and still in a pretty good mood. You know, like last week when I did that video and I made that carousel of anger, you guys saw me on the video. I was in a great mood, but I was angry. I'm allowed to be angry at shit and still be in a good mood. Don't let people fucking trick you into thinking that you can't be one without the other. You can be frustrated and angry. I have been an advocate and an activist my entire life. Get angry, but you can still be in a good mood. You don't have to let it weigh you down, but that's because I have made peace with my anger monster. You know what I mean? Anger is like a family thing, to be honest with you. We got tempers in our family. But I can still be in a good mood, but be frustrated and angry about things. You know, they are not one with the other. You know, I think that's that activist heart of mine. I have learned how to be frustrated. I have learned how to make peace with my anger monster. I have learned to make peace with my shame monster. I have learned to make peace with my guilt monster. You know, I'm a monster hunter. I love it. Come through. Come with me. Come hang out, you know. I'm taking on new clients right now, loves. I really am. Come hang out for a session. I have a men's program, a men's emotional makeover therapy program. I have a women's emotional makeover therapy program. The men's program is called the Brave Hearts program, 10 weeks with me. I have a women's one called the Goddess program, 10 weeks with me. Come hang out. You also get an amazing reading from our human design coach, Danielle. Big shout out to her. Love her so much. So you also get a human design reading. It's so much fun. You know, emotional makeovers are hot. Emotional makeovers are sexy. I can't date someone unless they are aware of their emotional shit, you know? I can't, or else I'm just gonna spend the whole time just like calling you out. Happy Rock Holistic says, I've been encouraging people to feel their rage, embody it, feel to heal. Yes, feel to heal. And then do not dismiss other people when they're in their own way, because that's what fear-based emotions do. They're not negative, but they do get in our way sometimes, especially when we haven't made peace that they can be part of our personalities, right? And when we don't make peace that they are part of our personalities, what also happens is that we can also dismiss the mental health experiences of people. So for example, I talked about this last week. So for example, we have created this idea that grumpy old men, right? We even made movies about it. Great movies. I freaking love grumpy old men. Awesome movies. And we've created this idea that like grumpy old men are this like cute, wonderful, cute little things that you just want to like love up on, right? And like you just kind of dismiss, right? But anger is actually one of the most often dismissed symptoms of long-term depression. And after the year we have had, I am seeing that actually as a huge symptom that is starting to come through for women as well. And I've spoken to some of my psychotherapist colleagues and we've had these conversations, right? But if we don't address the fact that we're angry and we don't talk about anger, and if we don't hold space for our anger, how are we ever going to get to the root cause that, babe, you might actually just be depressed, right? And sometimes, some of the shame or the guilt can be covering up anxiety. And anxiety is real. Anxiety is really real. You want to know how I know? Because I have it. Right? Big time. And after the pandemic, going out into the world, social anxiety. Oh, I was like, why people? I don't want to talk to people. I don't want to be around people. I'd go out and I'd start sweating like crazy. And sometimes I joke it's because I'm a sweaty girl, and I am a sweaty girl. But sometimes it's because I actually have internalized anxiety and I'm trying to process it. And one of the best ways that I do that is by moving my body. So when we dismiss these emotions and these feelings, we can also dismiss underlying mental health that exists for people. And there's a lot of people who are in the world who talk about good vibes only, positive emotions, and all that fucking bullshit, who are not trained and not capable of holding the space and assessing this shit for people. Okay? So for those of you out there who have vaginismus, dyspareunia, for example, right? Where that's when you experience pain upon penetration. Vaginismus is directly related to anxiety. Did you know that? Yeah, a lot of people don't know that, right? Vaginismus is not only a physiological experience, but it is also a psychological experience that is directly a comorbidity of anxiety. We don't just put in a bunch of dilators or fuck ourselves with crystal wands and say, spirit's gonna heal me. Listen. I am one with this universe. Goddesses, lovelies, you know this. But I am a human. I am a soul having a human experience. And my work going forward, and you're gonna see this a lot in all of my work, my work going forward is going to be about transcending this duality. I'm transcending it. I am not just love and light and good vibes only. Fuck that. I am love, light, anger, and darkness. I am, and I am proud of it, baby. Proud of it. Because fuck your love and light. I want real and roses. You know what I'm saying? Because I am having a human experience. My soul does its soul work, always. My higher self does its work always, in all ways. But my humanness needs to be able to heal the relationships that I have with other people, the relationships that I have with myself. And the only way we're gonna get to doing that is not by praying it away. It's by facing our shit. And coming to recognize and making peace with the fact that emotions just are. But what you do with it is what matters. Plain and simple. Just like that. Any other thoughts, my loves, before I let you go? I've been on here for 30 minutes, and I love you. Oh, thank you for so many of the hearts. Oh, that's so cute. I love it when the little hearts go up. That's freaking adorable. Any other thoughts? Any of this resonating anymore with you guys? Oh, thank you for the hearts. Thanks, guys. Right? I hope this is resonating. And if it is resonating and you're like, damn, I want to work with this girl, like, come work with me. Oh my God, the hearts. Come work with me. I'm taking on new clients. I see men, women, all genders. I really do. I see all the genders across all the spectrum. I work with all of you. Let's talk about your emotional makeover. Let's talk about what you can do with your emotions and how you can transmute your fear, your pain, your anger, your shame, your guilt into a source of power. Oh yeah, you can do that. And I can show you how. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your comments. Danielle, thank you for being here, girl. I sent you a little shout out a few minutes ago. Sorry that you missed it. But thank you so much for being here. Get your hearts up, my loves. Get your hearts up. I love you. I love you. I love you. Thank you, Happy Rock Holistics. I'm going to keep doing that deep work. I'm going to keep doing it because this is who I am. I'm a shadow hunter. I'm a monster hunter. I face my fears and the darkness because I am a bright light, always and always. I am made of love and fear. And I transcend the duality that you think that I need to prescribe to. Bye, my babes.